Have you ever noticed foam swirling in your urine and thought nothing of it? What if I told you that little foam could be one of the earliest red flags that your kidneys are under attack? Most people think kidney failure only comes from bad habits like smoking or drinking. But here's the twist. Even so-called healthy choices, like eating lots of protein or drinking too much water, can quietly overload your kidneys and speed up the damage. Let me share a story. Martha, a 68-year-old retired teacher, believed she was living healthily. She stayed active, ate plenty of meat for strength, and never ignored her water bottle. But when her routine checkup showed protein in her urine, she was shocked. The very habits she thought were protecting her were actually harming her kidneys. And here's the alarming part. According to the National Kidney Foundation, you can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before you notice any symptoms. By the time fatigue, swollen ankles, or restless nights appear, the damage is already advanced. The good news is, you don't have to wait for that moment. In today's video, I'll show you 7 science-backed ways to reduce protein in your urine and protect your kidneys, naturally, safely, and without gimmicks. These are proven strategies, not quick detox tricks or miracle cures. And trust me, some of them will surprise you. One method in particular, number 5, goes against what most people think of as a healthy diet. I'm Dr. Mattheus, and this is Kidney Health 365. If you care about protecting your kidneys, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our life-saving videos. Give this video a like and share it with someone who needs it. Now let's dive into the very first step you can take today to stop proteinuria before it gets worse. More protein, fewer carbs has become a popular diet trend, promoted by everyone from influencers to gym trainers. It's said to help with weight loss and blood sugar control. High-protein diets can be useful for weight loss, but consuming too much protein can be risky if you have proteinuria or are at risk of chronic kidney disease, CKD. Simply put, a high-protein diet places additional stress on your kidneys, making them filter more blood than normal. Over time, this added workload can cause protein to leak into the urine and gradually lower kidney function. That's why limiting protein intake is one of the best ways to help stop proteinuria. A low-protein diet can relieve stress on your kidneys by reducing the protein they need to filter. This helps manage proteinuria, cuts down on waste buildup, and even boosts your metabolism. For those dealing with advanced CKD, this approach can help delay the need for treatments like dialysis and kidney transplant. Your protein needs are determined by your weight, urine protein results, stage of kidney disease, whether you have diabetes, and overall nutritional status. A high-protein diet usually offers 1.2 to 2.0 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which is much more than what's usually recommended. The recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for protein intake is around 1.0 gram for every kilogram of a person's ideal body weight, a healthy weight based on your height for those participating in minimal exercise. To calculate your ideal body weight, simply convert your height to meters, square it, and multiply by 22. So if you are 5 feet 10 inches, 178 centimeters, then your ideal body weight is around 70 kilograms, and your protein needs are around 70 grams a day if you participate in mild exercise. If you don't do any exercise, then you only need 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram. But what if you are dealing with proteinuria or CKD? Generally speaking, if you don't have CKD but are at higher risk, such as having one kidney, diabetes, high blood pressure, or low-level proteinuria, less than 0.3 grams per day of protein in urine, it's best to keep your protein intake under 1.0 grams per kilogram of body weight per day to protect your kidneys. For those with CKD stages 3 to 5 or having proteinuria more than 0.3 grams per day at any stage, aim for about 0.55 to 0.6 grams of protein per kilogram body weight daily. For example, if you weigh 70 kilograms, you would need around 42 grams of protein per day. This is equivalent to about 6 ounces of cooked meat or fish, or 7 large eggs, or 8 ounces of tofu, or 3 cups of cooked legumes. Counting protein in your meals can be tricky, so it's wise to consult a kidney dietitian. They can help you find the right amount of protein that fits your specific needs. Also note that if you have diabetes along with CKD or proteinuria, it is advisable to consume 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight each day under careful monitoring. A 2024 study published in the journal Nutrients shows that in people with advanced diabetic kidney disease, following a low-protein diet can reduce proteinuria by 3 times and slow down the decline in kidney function by 5 times. Tips when following a low-protein diet. Get about half of your protein from high-quality sources like eggs, fish, and lean meats. For the rest, plant-based options like tofu, beans, legumes, and nuts are great choices. Avoid processed protein-rich foods like ham, sausages, deli meats, cheeses, and protein bars to keep your protein, phosphorus, and sodium levels in check. If your kidney function is declining, focus more on plant-based proteins, since they create less waste like urea compared to animal proteins. If you prefer a vegan low-protein diet, fill your plate with whole or minimally processed foods like fruits, vegetables, cereals, grains, and legumes. It's also advisable to include supplements like essential amino acids or keto acids in your diet to ensure your body gets all the necessary nutrients. A simple guide is to take 1 tablet for every 8 to 10 kilograms of body weight, ideally with meals for better absorption. For those with chronic kidney disease, prevent weight and muscle loss by consuming 25 to 35 calories per kilogram of body weight daily. A practical tip is to pair your low-protein intake with high-energy foods like pasta, noodles, bread, and some protein-free snacks to give you the energy you need without increasing protein intake. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think you might be eating too much protein for your kidneys or not enough? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read each one, and your experience could help someone else too. And remember, protein is only part of the puzzle. Another powerful way to protect your kidneys is through foods that fight oxidative stress. Let's move to the next step. Eating more antioxidant-rich foods. Studies now show that increasing your intake of antioxidants can help correct proteinuria and protect against kidney damage. Here's how it works. When your body metabolizes oxygen, it generates unstable molecules called free radicals. These molecules harm cells and tissues by stealing electrons. Our body can handle some free radicals, but when there's an excess amount, they can attack kidney cells, causing inflammation and scarring. Over time, this weakens the kidney's ability to filter blood, leading to protein leaking into the urine. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals, reducing oxidative stress and inflammation, which in turn enhances the kidney's filtering ability. Tips when consuming antioxidants. Many foods are advertised for their richness in antioxidants, but few people know how it's actually measured. You can assess the antioxidant strength of foods through their oxygen radical absorbance capacity, or ORAC score. This score tells us how well a food can neutralize free radicals in the body. Generally, fresh plant-based foods score the highest in ORAC units, meaning they are rich in antioxidants. In contrast, highly processed and animal-based foods have much lower scores. You need to get at least 8,000 to 11,000 antioxidant units daily from your food to avoid oxidative damage. To reach this, it's generally recommended to eat at least 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. Quality matters as much as quantity, and not all fruits and vegetables provide the same benefits. For example, a cup of diced melon contains just 241 antioxidant units, while a cup of sweet cherries packs an impressive 4,873 units. Berries are among the most antioxidant-rich foods, packed with flavonoids and polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. They can also help lower blood pressure, an important factor in managing proteinuria. Just 1 cup of blueberries gives you 9,019 antioxidant units. Raspberries provide 6,058, and strawberries offer 5,938. It's easy to include berries in your diet. Add them to smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt, or enjoy them as a snack. Alongside berries, red grapes, apples, and bell peppers are also great choices for people with kidney issues. 1 cup of red grapes contains about 1,902 antioxidant units. A medium gala apple has 5,146 units, and 100 grams of bell peppers provides 710 units. Always eat fruits and vegetables with their skins on, as the skin contains a large share of antioxidants. For instance, a medium red delicious apple with the skin has 7,781 antioxidant units, but peeling it reduces that to 4,727 units. Also try herbs like turmeric, parsley, and ginger. Research shows they can support stable blood sugar levels, reduce proteinuria, and slow kidney damage, especially in people with diabetic kidney disease. A teaspoon, 3 grams, of ground turmeric provides 4,778 antioxidant units, while 1 teaspoon, 0.5 grams, of dried parsley has 3,717 units, and 1 teaspoon, 1.8 grams, of ground ginger offers 518 units. Choose fresh fruits and vegetables over canned ones, and avoid processed foods like juices, jams, and jellies, as they often lose their antioxidant content and contain added sugars. Be mindful of your cooking methods too. Steaming or lightly sautéing vegetables helps retain more antioxidants than boiling. Overcooking can reduce their nutrient value. Protein is only part of the equation, and antioxidants give your kidneys powerful backup. But there's another hidden culprit that makes proteinuria worse, something most of us eat every single day without even realizing it. That's sodium. So let's move to the third strategy: limiting sodium intake. While sodium is essential for maintaining fluid balance in your body, consuming too much can overwhelm your kidneys. High sodium intake causes your body to retain more water, which raises blood pressure. This added pressure forces the kidneys to work harder, causing them to leak protein into the urine. Over time, the raised blood pressure can damage kidney tissues and speed up the progression of kidney problems. Reducing your sodium intake can significantly improve your health. The U.S. dietary guidelines recommend keeping sodium intake under 2,300 milligrams per day, which is roughly equal to 1 teaspoon or 5 grams of table salt. However, if you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or CKD, it's advisable to aim for no more than 1,500 milligrams per day. For instance, cutting back on 4.2 grams of salt a day can lower your systolic and diastolic blood pressure by nearly 7 and 4 millimeters of mercury, respectively. Moreover, sticking to a low-salt diet can reduce protein levels in the urine by 36% in people with CKD, offering significant kidney protection. A 2018 study in the journal Nutrients reviewed 11 clinical trials involving 738 people with CKD, stages 1 to 4, to compare effects of low versus high salt intake. The findings were clear. Those who followed a low-salt diet saw a 42% reduction in sodium in the urine, alongside a 4.9 millimeter of mercury drop in systolic and a 2.3 millimeters of mercury drop in diastolic blood pressure. Plus, protein leakage in their urine also reduced by 33%, compared to people who consumed a high-salt diet. This means that by lowering salt intake, you not only help manage your blood pressure, but also lower the risk of proteinuria, thereby protecting your kidneys from further damage. Tips for reducing sodium intake. Buy fresh produce often, since many packaged or prepared foods contain added sodium. Cook from scratch whenever possible to have full control over what you eat. Use herbs, spices, and sodium-free seasonings instead of salt to enhance flavor. Before using canned vegetables, beans, meats, or fish, rinse them with water to wash away some of the salt. Always check the nutrition facts label for sodium content. If it has 20% or more of the daily value, it's considered high in sodium. Look for products labeled sodium-free, salt-free, low sodium, reduced sodium, unsalted, or lightly salted. Sodium is a major factor, but it's not the only one. There's another nutrient that can make a powerful difference in lowering proteinuria and protecting your kidneys. healthy fats called omega-3s. Let's move on to the fourth strategy, considering omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids. You are likely aware that omega-3 fatty acids support heart health. They reduce inflammation and keep arteries clear of plaque. Recent research has revealed that these healthy fats also serve as an adjunct therapy for managing proteinuria, diabetes, and CKD. Here's how they help. Omega-3 fatty acids manage inflammation, reduce oxidative stress, and balance blood pressure and fluid levels, all of which are important factors for kidney health. They even assist your kidneys in filtering and reabsorbing proteins, which could reduce protein loss, though more research is needed. The three essential types of omega-3 PUFAs your body needs are ALA, EPA, and DHA. Short-chain ALA is found in plant oils like flaxseed and soybean, while fish and seafood are rich in long-chain PUFAs, EPA, and DHA, two forms your body uses most efficiently. ALA is classified as an essential fatty acid. Your body can convert a small amount of ALA into DHA and EPA, but this conversion process is limited. That's why it's vital to get these omega-3s directly from food or supplements. In 2023, a large study examined data from 19 different research projects across 12 countries. It found that people who ate more seafood-derived omega-3 PUFA like EPA and DHA had a lower risk of developing CKD. However, plant-based omega-3 PUFA didn't show the same protective effects. In another study published in 2020 in the journal PLOS1, researchers explored how long-chain omega-3 PUFA affects proteinuria in people with type 2 diabetes. Those who took long-chain omega-3 PUFA supplements for at least 24 weeks had significantly lower protein levels in their urine. Tips when consuming omega-3s. The adequate intake of omega-3 fatty acids is about 1.1 grams per day for women and 1.6 grams for men. This guideline specifically applies to ALA. Clinical trials have shown that taking 1.3 to 2.5 grams of omega-3s daily may help reduce inflammation, lower triglycerides, and improve kidney health in people with moderate to advanced kidney disease. While there are no specific guidelines for proteinuria, the 2020 KDOQI guidelines recommend 2 grams of omega-3 PUFA daily for people with advanced CKD to lower triglycerides. For those with CKD stage 5 on dialysis, doctors may suggest a daily intake of 1.3 to 4 grams. However, after a kidney transplant, omega-3s aren't usually advised for daily use to prevent rejection or enhance graft survival. Food sources. You can find ALA in plant oils such as flaxseed, soybean, and canola oil, as well as in chia seeds and walnuts. Just 1 tablespoon of flaxseed oil contains 7.26 grams of ALA, while chia seeds offer 5.06 grams and walnuts provide 2.57 grams per ounce. For DHA and EPA, cold water fatty fish like salmon, tuna, mackerel, and sardines are excellent choices. For example, 3 ounces of cooked salmon provides 1.24 grams of DHA and 0.59 grams of EPA, while herring offers 0.94 grams of DHA and 0.77 grams of EPA in the same portion. If you prefer supplements, options like fish oil, krill oil, and algae-based oils are readily available. A standard fish oil supplement typically delivers about 1 gram of oil, containing around 180 milligrams of EPA and 120 milligrams of DHA. For those interested in the evidence, the studies supporting these claims are provided in the description box. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you already include omega-3 rich foods like salmon or walnuts in your diet, or are you considering supplements? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your ideas might help someone else make a healthier choice. Omega-3s can make a big difference, but they're not the whole story. Another hidden factor that can worsen proteinuria is acid buildup in the body. That's why the fifth strategy is all about balancing your pH with alkaline foods. Earlier in the introduction, I mentioned that one of the strategies might surprise you. This is it. Most people never connect proteinuria with something as simple as acid levels in the body. But your body works tirelessly to maintain a delicate balance of pH and bicarbonate levels. Ideally, your blood's pH should stay between 7.35 and 7.45. If the pH level goes outside this range, you could face serious problems. Bicarbonate works like a buffer, helping to neutralize acids in your body. To support this balance, your kidneys get rid of extra acids and produce and reabsorb bicarbonate. However, if kidney function declines, the kidneys can't reabsorb bicarbonate, making it harder to neutralize acid. This often leads to metabolic acidosis, a condition where the body retains more acid. So what's the big deal about too much acid? Acid overload can trigger inflammation and harm the kidney's filtration units, called glomeruli. This damage results in proteinuria, bone loss, muscle wasting, insulin resistance, and even heart problems. Tips for balancing body pH diet plays a vital role. To understand how, it's important to know the concept of potential renal acid load, or PRAL. This scoring system shows whether foods increase or reduce acidity in the body. Positive PRAL scores plus indicate acid-forming foods, while negative scores minus show foods that help reduce acidity. A 2020 study found that for every point increase in PRAL, bicarbonate levels in people with CKD stages 3 and 4 dropped by 0.25 units, meaning more strain is put on the kidneys. Animal products typically have high positive scores +7, while fruits and vegetables usually have negative scores, helping to neutralize acidity. So the more plant-based foods you eat, the more acid-fighting power you're giving your body. The 2020 KDOQI guidelines also recommend that people with CKD increase their fruit and vegetable intake to help lower acid production. Unfortunately, modern dietary patterns often lean toward animal-based foods, causing the kidneys to excrete much more acid each day. By limiting your diet to just 30% high-quality protein and replacing the rest with alkaline-rich options like fruits and vegetables, you can significantly increase serum bicarbonate levels. Examples of foods with a negative PRAL score include purslane, negative 10.7, kale, negative 8.3, carrots, negative 5.7, eggplant, negative 3.9, medjool dates, negative 13.4, figs, negative 14.1, plums, negative 13.4, avocados, negative 8.2. These are delicious options for a natural way to support your acid-base balance. You might be asking, is there a specific diet I should follow? A 2017 study in nutrients compared 4 diets: a normal protein diet, a low protein diet, a vegan diet, and a very low protein diet. They found that lowering protein intake, particularly in vegan and very low protein diets, greatly decreased net acid production in the body. A vegetarian diet includes 6 to 8 servings of grains, such as bread, pasta, rice, and oats, 4 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, and 1 mandatory serving of beans. Olive oil is preferred as the main fat source, while foods of animal origin like meat, poultry, fish, and eggs are excluded. Vegetarian diets also come with higher amounts of fiber and vitamin K1, both of which help maintain acid-base balance. However, for people with kidney disease, it's important to carefully monitor potassium levels when following a vegetarian diet. In more severe cases of metabolic acidosis, especially for those with CKD stages 3 to 5, diet alone may not be enough. In such situations, the 2020 KDOQI guidelines recommend using bicarbonate supplements or a citric acid/sodium citrate solution. For example, taking 1,625 to 2,925 milligrams of sodium bicarbonate daily in oral form can help manage chronic metabolic acidosis and provide relief. Always consult your doctor to find the best approach for your condition and ensure the treatment is tailored to your health. Balancing your pH is a surprising but powerful step in protecting your kidneys. But there's another factor that is just as important: your blood sugar and your waistline. Let's move on to the 6th strategy: controlling blood sugar and weight gain. At first, It may seem like they're not related, but your blood sugar levels and waistline actually play a big role in your risk of proteinuria. In fact, by simply managing these issues, you can lower this risk by more than half. When your blood sugar spikes, it triggers inflammation and damages your blood vessels, which also raises blood pressure. All of these things together contribute to proteinuria. That's why it's super important to get ahead of these issues early on to prevent proteinuria and protect your kidneys from further damage. The ADVANCE trial followed 11,140 people with type 2 diabetes for 5 years and found impressive results. Those who focused on lowering blood sugar reduced their risk of end-stage kidney disease by 65%. Cases of early kidney damage, microalbuminuria, dropped by 9%, and more severe kidney damage, macroalbuminuria, decreased by 30%. Now let's shift gears and talk about weight control. Losing weight is one of the most effective ways to reduce proteinuria, especially for those who are obese and have diabetes. Studies show that even modest weight loss can lower proteinuria in just a few weeks. A 2023 study examined 1,054 patients with type 2 diabetes and found that those who lost at least 3% of their body weight saw 83.3% improvement in proteinuria compared to those who gained weight. In fact, for every kilogram they lost, protein levels in urine dropped by 6%. Shedding those extra pounds not only lightens the load on your kidneys, but also helps manage blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and insulin sensitivity. In addition, it helps lower levels of certain hormones that can harm kidney function. This creates a positive domino effect that can slow down kidney damage. Tips for controlling weight and blood sugar. Focus on losing 5 to 10% of your body weight, which has long been proven to make a significant difference for your kidneys. Instead of strict calorie counting, try small, sustainable changes. For example, prioritizing whole foods and practicing portion control by listening to your hunger cues can help create a natural calorie deficit. Choose smaller portions, bake or grill food instead of frying, and swap sugary drinks for water. Incorporate more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains into your diet. For protein, lean options like chicken, fish, and plant-based sources are great choices. Stick with low-fat or skimmed dairy products instead of full-fat versions, but be careful of their sugar content. As diabetic kidney disease progresses, certain foods may need to be limited because they contain high levels of potassium and phosphorus. It's a good idea to focus on fruits and vegetables that are low in potassium. Using phosphorus binders as prescribed by your doctor can help too. Try to avoid processed foods that are high in phosphorus and use cooking methods like boiling to help lower potassium and phosphorus in your meals. And don't forget about staying active. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise, like brisk walking, on most days. Even small lifestyle changes like walking instead of driving short distances, taking the stairs, or gardening can make a difference. Managing blood sugar and weight is one of the strongest tools you have to protect your kidneys. But there's still one more simple daily habit that often gets overlooked: hydration. Let's move to the 7th strategy: staying hydrated the smart way. Water plays a vital role in kidney health. Your kidneys filter nearly 50 gallons of blood every single day, and they need the right amount of fluid to work properly. Both too little and too much water can make proteinuria worse. When you're dehydrated, your urine becomes concentrated, which can irritate the kidneys and make protein leakage more noticeable. On the other hand, drinking excessive amounts of water can strain the kidneys, especially if you already have chronic kidney disease. Studies show that maintaining proper hydration helps the kidneys flush out toxins, regulate blood pressure, and reduce inflammation, all factors that can worsen proteinuria. However, fluid needs are highly individual and depend on your kidney function, weight, climate, and activity level. Tips for smart hydration: aim for 6 to 8 cups of water daily unless your doctor has advised a fluid restriction. Spread your intake throughout the day rather than drinking large amounts at once. Choose plain water, herbal teas, or lemon water over sodas and energy drinks. Watch your urine color. Pale yellow usually means you're well hydrated. If you have CKD or heart failure, always check with your doctor about your specific fluid allowance. A senior with stage 2 CKD may safely drink 1.5 to 2 liters of water daily, but someone on dialysis might need to restrict fluids to prevent swelling and blood pressure spikes. That's why personalized guidance is so important. Now I'd love to hear from you. How many cups of water do you usually drink each day? And do you think it's the right amount for your kidneys? Share your answer in the comments. It might help someone else watching. Hydration may seem simple, but when done wisely, it becomes a powerful way to support kidney health. Now that we've covered all 7 science-backed strategies to reduce proteinuria, let's bring everything together in our conclusion. We've just gone through 7 powerful, science-backed strategies to help reduce protein in your urine and protect your kidneys. From limiting protein intake, adding more antioxidant-rich foods, cutting back on sodium, and including omega-3s, to balancing your body's pH, managing blood sugar and weight, and staying smart with hydration. Each step may seem small on its own, but together they create a strong shield for your kidneys. But here's the truth. Kidney problems often progress silently. By the time symptoms like fatigue, swelling, or restless sleep appear, damage may already be advanced. That's why starting today matters. Every day you wait could mean more stress on your kidneys. The encouraging part is this. You don't need drastic changes to see results. Simple, steady steps, like swapping processed foods for fresh ones, going for a walk, or choosing water over soda, can truly make a difference. You have the power to protect your kidneys starting right now. So here's what you can do next. Pick one of the 7 strategies from today's video and put it into practice today. Even one small change, less salt at dinner or a handful of berries in the morning, is a step in the right direction. Please remember, everything shared here is for educational purposes only. It does not replace medical advice. Always consult your doctor or a kidney specialist before making big changes to your diet, medication, or lifestyle. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Kidney Health 365 and turn on the notification bell so you never miss new content. Thank you